Welcome to Wiki Parrot. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. If you're not familiar, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. In today's presentation about Bitcoin, we are going to cover history, design, ideology, economics, legal status, tax and regulation, criticism, and in popular culture. Creation. The domain name bitcoin.org was registered on 18 August 2008. On 3 January 2009, the Bitcoin network was created when Nakamoto mined the first block of the chain, known as the Genesis block. 2011–2012. After early proof-of-concept transactions, the first major users of Bitcoin were black markets, such as Silk Road. In 2011, the price started at 30 cents per Bitcoin, growing to $5.27 for the year. 2013–2016. In 2013, prices started at $13.30, rising to $770 by 1 January 2014. In March 2013, the blockchain temporarily split into two independent chains with different rules due to a bug in version 0.8 of the Bitcoin software. 2017–2019. On 15 July 2017, the controversial Segregated Witness software upgrade was approved, locked in. Prices started at $998 in 2017 and rose to $13,412.44 on 1 January 2018, after reaching its all-time high of $19,783.06 on 17 December 2017. 2020. According to Coin Metrics and Forbes, on the 11th of March 281,000 bitcoins were sold by owners who held them for only 30 days. This compared to 4,131 bitcoins that had laid dormant for a year or more, indicating that the vast majority of the Bitcoin volatility on that day was from recent buyers. Units and divisibility. The unit of account of the Bitcoin system is a Bitcoin. Blockchain. The Bitcoin blockchain is a public ledger that records Bitcoin transactions. Transactions are defined using a Forth-like scripting language. Ownership. In the blockchain, Bitcoins are registered to Bitcoin addresses. Mining is a record-keeping service done through the use of computer processing power. Wallets. A wallet stores the information necessary to transact Bitcoins. Implementations. The first wallet program, simply named Bitcoin, and sometimes referred to as the Satoshi client, was released in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto as open-source software. Decentralization. Bitcoin is decentralized. Privacy. Bitcoin is pseudonymous, meaning that funds are not tied to real-world entities but rather Bitcoin addresses. Fungibility. Wallets and similar software technically handle all Bitcoins as equivalent, establishing the basic level of fungibility. General Satoshi Nakamoto stated in his white paper that, the root problem with conventional currencies is all the trust that's required to make it work. The central bank must be trusted not to debase the currency, but the history of fiat currencies is full of breaches of that trust. Austrian economics. According to the European Central Bank, the decentralization of money offered by Bitcoin has its theoretical roots in the Austrian School of Economics, especially with Friedrich von Hayek in his book Denationalization of Money, The Argument Refined, in which Hayek advocates a complete free market in the production, distribution and management of money to end the monopoly of central banks. Anarchism and libertarianism. According to the New York Times, libertarians and anarchists were attracted to the idea. Early Bitcoin supporter Roger Ver said, at first, almost everyone who got involved did so for philosophical reasons. Nigel Dodd argues in The Social Life of Bitcoin that the essence of the Bitcoin ideology is to remove money from social, as well as governmental, control. Dodd quotes a YouTube video, with Roger Ver, Jeff Berwick, Charlie Shrem, Andreas Antonopoulos, Gavin Wood, Trace Meyer and other proponents of Bitcoin reading the Declaration of Bitcoin's Independence. David Golumbia says that the ideas influencing Bitcoin advocates emerge from right-wing extremist movements such as the Liberty Lobby and the John Birch Society and their anti-central bank rhetoric, or, more recently, Ron Paul and Tea Party-style libertarianism. Steve Bannon, who owns a good stake in Bitcoin, considers it to be disruptive populism. A 2014 study of Google Trends data found correlations between Bitcoin-related searches and ones related to computer programming and illegal activity, but not libertarianism or investment topics. General Bitcoin is a digital asset designed to work in peer-to-peer transactions as a currency. Economists define money as a store of value, a medium of exchange, and a unit of account. Acceptance by merchants. The overwhelming majority of Bitcoin transactions take place on a cryptocurrency exchange, rather than being used in transactions with merchants. In 2017 and 2018, Bitcoin's acceptance among major online retailers included only 3 of the top 500 U.S. online merchants, down from 5 in 2016. Financial institutions' Bitcoins can be bought on digital currency exchanges. Per researchers, there is little sign of Bitcoin use in international remittances despite high fees charged by banks and Western Union who compete in this market. As an investment, the Winklevoss twins have purchased Bitcoin. Other methods of investment are Bitcoin funds. Venture capital Peter Thiel's Founders Fund invested $3 million in BitPay. Price and volatility. The price of Bitcoins has gone through cycles of appreciation and depreciation referred to by some as bubbles and busts. General. Because of Bitcoin's decentralized nature and its trading on online exchanges located in many countries, regulation of Bitcoin has been difficult. However, the use of Bitcoin can be criminalized, and shutting down exchanges and the peer-to-peer economy in a given country would constitute a de facto ban. According to the Library of Congress, an absolute ban on trading or using cryptocurrencies applies in 9 countries: Algeria, Bolivia, Egypt, Iraq, Morocco, Nepal, Pakistan, Vietnam, and the United Arab Emirates. An implicit ban applies in another 15 countries, which include Bahrain, Bangladesh, China, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Indonesia, Iran, Kuwait, Lesotho, Lithuania, Macau, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Taiwan. Regulatory warnings. The U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission has issued 4 customer advisories for Bitcoin and related investments. A July 2018 warning emphasized that trading in any cryptocurrency is often speculative, and there is a risk of theft from hacking, and fraud. The European Banking Authority issued a warning in 2013 focusing on the lack of regulation of Bitcoin, the chance that exchanges would be hacked, the volatility of Bitcoin's price, and general fraud. Price manipulation investigation. An official investigation into Bitcoin traders was reported in May 2018. The U.S. federal investigation was prompted by concerns of possible manipulation during futures settlement dates. State and provincial securities regulators, coordinated through the North American Securities Administrators Association, are investigating Bitcoin scams and ICOs in 40 jurisdictions. General. The Bank for International Settlements summarized several criticisms of Bitcoin in Chapter 5 of their 2018 annual report. The Economist describes these criticisms as unfair, predominantly because the shady image may compel users to overlook the capabilities of the blockchain technology, but also due to the fact that the volatility of Bitcoin is changing in time. As a speculative bubble, Bitcoin, along with other cryptocurrencies, has been described as an economic bubble by at least 8 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences laureates, including Robert Shiller, Joseph Stiglitz, and Richard Thaler. Alan Greenspan and George Soros both referred to it as a bubble. Energy consumption. Bitcoin has been criticized for the amount of electricity consumed by mining. At the end of 2017, the global Bitcoin mining activity was estimated to consume between 1 and 4 gigawatts of electricity. Carbon footprint. Concerns about Bitcoin's environmental impact relate Bitcoin's energy consumption to carbon emissions. Ponzi scheme and pyramid scheme concerns. Journalists, economists, investors, and the Central Bank of Estonia have voiced concerns that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Security issues. Bitcoin is vulnerable to theft through phishing, scamming, and hacking. Use in illegal transactions. The use of Bitcoin by criminals has attracted the attention of financial regulators, legislative bodies, law enforcement, and the media. Literature. In Charles Stross' 2013 science fiction novel, Neptune's Brood, the Universal Interstellar Payment System is known as Bitcoin and operates using cryptography. Stross later blogged that the reference was intentional, saying, "I wrote Neptune's Brood in 2011. Bitcoin was obscure back then, and I figured had just enough name recognition to be a useful term for an interstellar currency. It'd clue people in that it was a networked digital currency. Film. The 2014 documentary The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin portrays the diversity of motives behind the use of Bitcoin by interviewing people who use it. These include a computer programmer and a drug dealer. The 2016 documentary Banking on Bitcoin is an introduction to the beginnings of Bitcoin and the ideas behind cryptocurrency today. Academia. In September 2015, the establishment of the peer-reviewed academic journal Ledger ISSN 2379-5980 was announced. It covers studies of cryptocurrencies and related technologies, and is published by the University of Pittsburgh. The journal encourages authors to digitally sign a file hash of submitted papers, which will then be timestamped into the Bitcoin blockchain. Authors are also asked to include a personal Bitcoin address in the first page of their papers.